in my time slot, I would like to take you through very quickly the update on this electronic service. I believe that if you have used our e-registry services, you would know that on our website, we allow our clients to set up their companies, and if they would like to use some forms to submit changes to us. E-registry has been upgraded on the 3rd of March. If you log on, immediately you can use the new forms to submit them electronically. Perhaps I can tell you what will happen. 13 forms will be provided in electronic ways. NNC1, NNC1G, NNC3 for incorporation. And there are also sample articles of association. If you would like to report changes of company information, for example, company name, directors, ComSec, particulars of directors and ComSec, share capital, registered office address, so on and so forth, they can use this electronic platform as well. We'll continue to liaise with the one-stop service of the Inland Revenue. If you change the address of the registered office, and you also want to align the registered office address on the business registration, we will continue to offer this service. After the 3rd of March, for private companies having a share capital, they can enjoy this e-form to submit their annual return. You may ask, what about public companies and guarantee companies? For their submissions of the AR, the relevant e-forms are still being amended. There are 71 more forms because 80-odd forms will be available at the end. On the 3rd of March, there will be 71 forms outstanding for public companies and guarantee companies to submit their annual return. And those will be launched by the end of this year. In terms of incorporation and submitting AR, there are some differences to the procedures and the interfaces. First, about the incorporation. If you want to use the service, you need to select the service. NNC1 or NNC1G is submitted, and then choose the language. You will see that you can choose to use our sample. But of course, if you want to know the actual content, you can view the content here. You can also choose to do something that is different from the sample. You can prepare your own articles of association in a PDF format. So what are the major differences? If you have used e-incorporation before, you would know that you can fill in this electronic form for you to fill in. And after collecting some feedback, and we want to facilitate your use, we have changed the guided visit. You can fill in the particulars in the new guided visit. All the information will be inserted. There are some functions helping you. For some new companies, perhaps the founder members, the directors, or the company secretaries may be the same person or same two people. We will provide a page as an interface. If you insert the particulars of the same person, you will see these new functions. If we're talking about someone who is the founder member or the company secretary, you can just tick a few boxes. And you don't need to input the same details again. If it is a company secretary and a Hong Kong address has been inserted, you can press this and we will do the automatic copy and paste. If it is a founder member, director, or secretary, the name of the company can be automatically shown once you have completed the company number. You have completed the founder's particulars and secretary, so on and so forth, and the e-form is now ready with all the information inserted during the guided visit. You can check it one more time. So you have to go back to the guided visit. Sometimes we're talking about the same number of founder members, but the particulars have been mistakenly inputted. You can simply amend that on here. Towards the end, on the business registration, you will choose 1 year or 3 years, basically. So you can sign this in an electronic way by the founder member. There should be a signal asking you, do you want to save this? Please click yes. Once you save this, this is your own record. And some people may want to apply for the incorporation of several companies and everything is the same except the company name. Then you can use it to amend anything very conveniently. After submission, if we feel that this is acceptable, you can simply pay and you get the receipt. There are some retained functions. You can use the e-form to set up the application for another new company. You can also choose to do a similar transaction. So you can use this function to do some simple amendments and submit as a new application. So if we feel this is acceptable, we will send this e-communication to you. This is the e-certificate and e-business registration certificate that can be downloaded very easily. So these are the changes for incorporation of limited companies. As for e-submission of annual returns, we also have some changes. You can choose the service, choose the language, which year of annual return you're trying to submit. This is the guided wizard. We are going to insert the information into the guided wizard, and it is now divided into several parts, and then the e-submission will be ready. In NAR1, there will be some changes. We have simplified the guided wizard. You just need to confirm or fill in some small details. On the annual return, you can make the necessary updates. For example, the company has 3 directors, but one of them has already resigned, but the company has not yet submitted ND2A. You need to tell us one of these directors has already resigned, and you can amend the record accordingly here. Or you have appointed another person as a director, but you have not yet updated us, so we don't have the information. You need to report to us how many new directors will need to be added. Is it a natural person or body corporate? On the e-form, we will prepare a blank page for you to fill in. I would like to remind you, the AR is not for reporting changes. It is to show what is happening to the company by the end of that year. You also need to submit the necessary relevant documents together with the form. If you want to change the number of directors here, you can first insert the right number. For the particulars of the members, you can report the particulars on the e-form, or there are many members and you don't want to fill them in on the e-form, then you can use PDF file containing the particulars of the members and then attach it to the e-form. We still have this function. So if you use this e-form to provide particulars of the members, you first need to tell us how many there are. The e-form will then prepare the space for you. After the guided visit, you have filled in the basic information, and this is the form created according to the company register's records. And what you have filled in, we will issue you this e-form. You need to read through everything to see if you need to update or amend anything. My colleagues have said for natural person company secretary, in the new regime, she only needs to provide a correspondence address. If ND2B has not been submitted stating that the company secretary's company correspondence address has been different, we will take it as that the registered office address is the same as the secretary's correspondence address. So the registered office address will automatically be filled in here as the correspondence address of the natural person company secretary. These are the particulars of the members. In the new ENAR1, we have some new design. If previously a company has already used Registry to submit EAR1 or NAR1, and particulars of the members have already been submitted, the list will appear here. You just need to update the information. For example, any transfer of share capital and information of the new members. So I have taken you through the updates. This is e-registry, and you can go to our website for frequently asked questions or for some step-by-step demos. We also set up a 24-hour hotline for you. Thank you very much.